Welcome to another edition of Chief's Corner. I'm Fire Chief Mike Meyers, and today I'm joined by Chief Lasky. Welcome.
Hey, how you doing, brother?
So we brought you into town as a guest speaker. Can you tell me a little bit of your program and kind of what you talk about that is meaningful to us and to the firefighters of our department and the surrounding departments that joined us today?
Well, absolutely. You know, we had a great session this morning. I love coming to Minnesota. The fire service is alive and well here. You've got a lot of great things going on, a lot of great friends here. But the particular program, as you know, you've been through it before, is called Pride and Ownership, a firefighter's love of the job. And basically what we're looking to try and do is stoke those flames, no pun intended, when it comes to being a firefighter. It takes a very special person, as you're well aware of, being a fire chief as long as you've been doing this, to be a firefighter. That being said, we need someone who's engaged. We need someone who realizes that everybody else out there, outside the firehouse, depends on us. From little children to senior citizens to the businesses to keep their livelihood protected, to protect their home, their belongings, and most importantly, their family. So, you know, the whole goal is to get them fired up about what they do, again, or even more if they already are, and turn out a much better public servant and someone who's engaged and there for their people all the time.
We talk about bringing our firefighters to the next level, and by bringing them to this program or bringing you in to talk to them, tell me a little bit about what that looks like and what we're looking for out of our firefighters to move to that next level.
Well, and, you know, the first part of the program was about the mission of the fire service and what it is we actually stand for and represent. And, you know, a lot of people that grew up reading the books in school and they see the TV shows and all that, and they think of firefighters just as we're waiting, sitting around the firehouse playing checkers, waiting for the bell to ring, which, as we both know, is not correct at all. Firefighters are busy the majority of the day. There's so much more to firefighting nowadays than it was when, like, my old man, my father was a firefighter back in the 50s and 60s. The technology, we're trained in weapons of mass destruction, we're trained in technical rescue and hazardous materials, not just a firefighter. EMS, look how far EMS has come. So when we get firefighters to understand what the mission is of the fire service, even more so than just fighting fires, they begin to reach out, Chief, and you've seen this, your folks do it, into the community in ways that people have never really seen before. You know, with their innovative ideas, and whether it's reading to children, we talked about the literacy program, getting out and reading to children, promoting reading in such a way that not just the accelerated student or the bookworm, but maybe the child that might have a little bit of a learning disability has just as good a chance to win a reading contest as that other child. And if we're trying to build their self-esteem and self-confidence, what a great way to do it by saying, hey, we'll give you a tour of the firehouse and maybe even sneak you right on the fire engine. So you start to see these fingers reach out into the community, and the firefighters get more involved. They take ownership.
Yep, and we talk a little bit like this morning's presentation as far as making that difference. That one contact may change somebody's life to the better for the worse, or making their day better when they're having their worst day of their life.
Every Christmas, one of my favorite movies, It's a Wonderful Life. I got to do a lecture in the Donna Reed Theater in Denison, Iowa, her hometown. I love that movie, and it's kind of one of those, if you could really see the impact you're having or would have had, you know, if you weren't there. And we talked about it at this morning session. We'll talk again about tonight, about 30 seconds of your life can change somebody else's life forever. You know, we've had that ability to make a difference. The one incident I gave you where the gentleman's car burnt up, and he said, if I don't get to my job, my life's over, and he meant it. And nothing more than just trying to get him a rental car on the rental agency for free and get him to the airport on the fire engine, you know, 15 minutes of our time. We don't know if maybe we kicked him back onto the right path. Or I've told our guys, when you go to a serious call, and, you know, sadly when sometimes people attempt to take their life or whatever, they're just at that point where their rope's end, have you ever thought about what got them there? And if, you know, along the way, there's, you know, now you start connecting the dots going, you know what, if we had been there or if something happened or whatever, you know, and it gets so much more the impact when you look at it going, God, these little things we do can really kick somebody back into the right lane instead of veering off that road.
Yep. So thanks very much for doing the interview today and being here for us. And the side note is, and we kind of talked about it, is I saw you first present your Pride and Ownership at FDIC, and I have your book, and I'll show it to you. But on a side note, when I interviewed for this position and I had to sit in front of City Council and the firefighters and the panels that we did have, I actually brought your book in, and when they talked, when they're asking, you know, what are my values? And it's a simple answer when we went through your program at FDIC, and I literally read your book and highlighted every page that I thought of. But that was an easy question, and so I thank you for everything that you've done for the fire service and for myself and for LFD, and we look for more in the future from you.
Well, I'm honored, and you're very kind. I will say this, I said it before, Minnesota's fire service has it going on, they do right here. Chief, you got a great fire department. I have the opportunity to work with a lot of departments all over North America, and some are really, struggling. And I've never been to a perfect one yet, but boy, oh boy, you've got some great things going on. Your people are incredible, some great leaders, and they're committed to your community, to the people that pass through this town and live here and work here. And you got great things going on, boss. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for joining me.